All right. Let's take some letters.
Okay. Get this one.
Word?
No.
Damn, it's like that.
I just wanted to do it. If you want to send in a letter, send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com.
You start fucking talking about FF14 and I'll bust this bad boy out on you.
God, you have the same one! Get the fuck out!
I don't.
You have the same hourglass?
I don't. It's not. It's not. But that's why I asked.
Highly similar.
But you know what the difference is?
What is it? What's that say? Oh, that's more combat? No, this is the same. This is the same hourglass.
Okay, well, this is the
I just have the generic one.
I have the Mortal Kombat branded hourglass.
How long is that one?
I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes or something.
This one's 15, but it fits in my hand. Yours is fitting in your hand. That might be 30.
No, this is definitely less than 20. It's definitely less. I remember.
Okay, we both have the same fucking.
I remember when I got it from back then, 100%. Because this. So your hourglass is to limit fighting games, but mine is to promote them. Because this is from what's his name, Garrus.
Is that, hey, listen, let me ask you, is that the hourglass that you use to tell you to stop playing Mortal Kombat after you started? You start playing Mortal Kombat and then you flip it over and then 15 minutes later you're like, all right, that's enough.
I have combo broken your anti-fighting game hourglass with a fighting game promoting hourglass with a Mortal Kombat
we'll
logo.
Fucking see how this works out.
Because Garrus, that's why. Fighting games! You can't stop me! Try!
That is by far
die.
the
I'll
best
die before I
outcome.
stop. Take all of y'all with me.
See, you can tell people how to feel. It's so easy.
I actually had it right there.
So when you're looking at your monitor and you saw me pull this hourglass out, you were looking past your monitor to the same hourglass?
Yes. Going, you have the MK hourglass? Okay.
No, I would never have an MK hourglass.
Damn. I'm glad that it's MK2. It's like, yeah, that's the one. That's the fucking fighting game hourglass.
That's technically a fighting game.
Make it hurt. We got one coming in. Let's see. Dear Red Grave Woolie and Seed of Sparta Pat. Howdy, my name's Jamie, and longtime fan who owes two of you something, owes two of you for getting me into DMC. Writing for the first time to, after listening to CSB talking about Netflix's Devil May Cry and the rug pull it ended up being. So I wanted to ask, what are your worst experiences with Trojan Horse adaptations, and why do you think these damn things keep getting made? I'm specifically talking about stuff that looked recognizable from the outside, but were only masquerading as the material it claimed to be. For as awful as Ninja Theory's DMC is, I don't count it because it had the decency to not wear the skin as the rest of the franchise for the most part.
All right, I'm gonna just tell you right now. I think every version of every story that Wishbone told was the best version.
Oh my god, let's go. Rip Van Winkle, Wishbone style? Let's go.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
The Odyssey with Wishbone?
The Wishbone
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Got his little puppet hands shooting the arrow.
Through all the different fucking arrowhead.
Oh, man.
Yo, bars. 100. Yes. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Fucking rip though, because that dog's super dead for sure.
What's the story, Wishbone? What's the fucking story?
It was a good one. I think Wishbone was like a legitimately fantastic fucking way to get kids to like read about or not read, but hear about the fucking Odyssey.
Yeah.
And Cyrano de Bergerac and shit.
I paid attention. Also, it was on in the morning before the school bus, so it was right on time to eat the cereal and watch, morning stuff before school. So yeah, you caught that 100%.
Like, what elementary school situation is going to encounter Cyrano de Bergerac?
What's a wishbone? Remember the dog from Frasier?
Oh my fucking god, you fucking Gen Z piece of shit.
Wishbone was the dog from Frasier going on adventures through history.
It was not the dog from Frasier.
No, but it was like that kind of dog. And
it was a Jack Russell Terrier.
And was it not the exact same one?
No, man.
Okay. Well, it was also going through history and teaching you, and at some point he had to make a really high jump.
Yeah.
And he could do it every time. And you're like, oh, look at him go.
I just thought one of the best things about Wishbone is that whenever they had to have the dog handle like a human object, it would just cut away and you would see like these fucking off-screen dog puppet hands come up. Paws. It's so fucking funny, dude.
Triumph the comic dog paws, 1,000,000%. There we go. As far as Trojan Horse media goes, I mean, so yeah, okay, you got that.
Cats. Can I say cats?
You know, I saw someone say Netflix Cowboy Bebop, but it is like you see live action outside.
We knew.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I will like the Death Note live action movies, not the Netflix one, but the actual the Japanese ones were like doing Death Note until they swerved hard towards the end and just did their own thing. But like, I'm trying to think of something where it's like it appeared to be what you thought it was, and then it just turned out to not be that at all.
I'm seeing people in the chat say the Halo TV show.
Oh yeah, okay.
Where he starts to take his helmet off and have sex with women, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
The suit should be doing that.
Yeah, man. People, I have not even bothered to watch the Yakuza live action adaptation, which says a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off is a Trojan Horse adaptation in a great way, in a good way. So there's that. All right, let's see here. Here's one coming in. Isaac from Texas.
Hey, Isaac.
Says, dear Mr. DEI and Mr. Also DEI, I'm big.
Wait, what?
Don't think about it.
I'm not that short.
There's other stuff in there.
Is there?
Probably. I'm big into cooking and down to eat just about anything. Plenty of vegan fiends, and I have plenty of vegan friends, and recently started making vegan meals, and to my surprise, it slaps pretty hard. I feel like I've unlocked a new skill tree and I've ignored my whole life because of the tasty meta. I'm on a cut to drop weight. So far, my vegan dishes have been pretty effective. So your vegan friend jumps you and ties you and your meat-loving ass up and says, pick your poison, carnist trash. What's your last meal going to be? And it has to be vegan.
I don't know, something Indian. Any Indian vegan dish?
Yeah, dansak, korma.
Like literally anything.
Vindaloo. That shit.
That
shit is fantastic. Peshwari naan.
Apple. I don't know. Fucking. I have no issue with vegan cuisine at all until they put the word chicken or beef or pork into the name of the fucking food, and then I lose my mind.
The thing where instead of finding your own path, you have to imitate a fraction of our power, right? This is the problem. Stop imitating and making fake chicken and tofurkey and, you know, whatever, impossible meat, and just go your own path. Go your own way.
I go for like a pizza.
Sure. And like, it's funny because I was just talking to Punch Mom and Reggie about this, but so there's a kind of roti called like doubles, where it's essentially like chickpeas and like a curry. And I'm usually in roti for the meat. I will say I was a hater initially, but then giving it a chance, I was like, nah, this is pretty good. And I usually am not a fan of chickpeas at all, but the curry sauce was pretty solid. So I could go.
I mean, curry sauce will carry a lot.
Yeah. But I'm just like, but if it's that good already, how good would it be with that curry and meat, though? And that's kind of where, and you're describing like the Indian food, and I'm like, yeah, dansak is great, but you know what's even better? Chicken dansak, or lamb vindaloo, or korma. Like it's like just throw that fucking, it's not gonna make it worse. So yeah, there you go. All right, last one.
Can I just have like the sauce from a korma dish?
Okay.
Like just a gigantic bowl of the sauce?
So if you do the right thing when you have Indian and you save that and you use it on food later on, right?
I mean, I save it inside my stomach.
Okay.
Is what I want to do.
Fair enough. Because you bet your ass that you get a little bit of extra naan and you take that butter chicken and you just, you keep that, and next day you got some continuing fucking great food.
Yeah, no, I'm going to save it inside of my body for 10 to 15 hours.
Or if you got some rice that needs needs some life.
Is rice vegan?
Yeah. It doesn't involve an animal, I guess, or I don't know. Ask fucking Justin Timberlake on The Simpsons.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna call up JT.
Okay. Early on, because the difference between vegetarian and vegan from learning that stuff at church was like, I was like, you know what? In both cases, I'll be out. I'll be over there. So do your thing, y'all. Okay, here, one more.
Corn vegan?
It's not animal, so yes.
Yeah, but animals get killed in the harvesting.
Yes, true. But I think it has to be direct byproduct for it to count. Like,
oh, okay. You can't enjoy the blood. You have to waste it.
No. If suffering baby chickens were used to like feed the ground that the corn grew out of, that would still be fine because it in of itself is still corn.
Hey, how is honey not vegan? The bees want you to take the honey. We're working together. We have a system with the bees.
Milk.
We shook hands on it.
Milk is coming out of the other end. It's another animal is involved. I don't know. The rules are confusing, and I could learn them with a single Google search, but I don't want to.
Hey, I have a question for vegans. I have a legit question. This is a real question. I'm not even joking. I want to put this out of the
Why
ether.
do you exist?
Okay, no. Okay, you're growing carrots, right? And you're growing all organic, like fucking no pesticide carrots and shit, right? And you're like, it's the most vegan. It's a carrot, like it's not complicated at all, right? But then a groundhog breaks into your field and starts eating your carrot, and then you beat it to death with a hammer. Is the carrot still vegan? I would say no.
Yeah, so remember in Metaphor when you're arguing against that one politician who's like, the fact that we eat meat is horrendous and this is the problem with the world today.
Totally, yeah. I remember.
And you actually have to sit there and go, okay, sure, but what are we supposed to do overnight for people that survive on this? You know?
I just saw. I'm sorry. I just saw somebody in the chat just say, "No, you have to let him eat the carrot." And I don't know why, but that just completely.
Okay.
Are
you familiar with the Lone Star tick?
I am familiar with the Lone Star tick. Keep that shit away from me.
Okay, good. For those who don't know, it's a tick that bites you, and once you're bitten, you develop an aversion and basically a phobia of meat.
Yeah, it makes you very sick if you eat red meat. Like violently ill, like you barf. It's a jerk-ass tick.
Can't believe that exists. Nature is fucking crazy.
Nature's crazy.
And
I would say that a nature so violent and apathetic as to create an animal such as the Lone Star tick has, some animals that deserve to be eaten. Not the ticks, though. That'd be gross.
All right. Last one over here. Dear Vanguard and Duelist. I've been a fan for 14 years. Thank you. When I was a kid, I used to draw different fantasy jobs and classes on my notebook, and my classmates took notice, so we started to play a paper and pen RPG during our breaks. Each of them chose a different class, so I drew them and made them go on different adventures. I wasn't familiar with the concept of tabletop games, so instead of fairly rolling dice, I just randomly generated numbers in my head.
Sure.
This all went on for a couple weeks, and then one classmate wanted to join in, but since he started late, his stats were all low compared to everyone else's. He didn't want to feel so weak, and left out, so he offered me his lunch money to give him a boost. Naturally, as a dumb, greedy kid, I accepted and gave him a boost to catch up a bit. However, he still wasn't the most powerful, so he kept offering me money and to keep making his character stronger. This kept going for a month, where he became way too overpowered and everyone else lost interest in the game, so naturally they just kind of stopped playing.
Come on.
I didn't give any of his money back. Hustle or scam.
That's a hustle. That's a hustle, 100%. You gave him what he wanted.
Did you? I have one clarifying question. Did you promise a live service for 10 months or so for the cost of his lunch money? If not,
he did. He didn't.
If not, that is a clean, pristine hustle.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic
100% unadulterated. Not an ounce of scam anywhere in that.
You provided the goods and services for which you were paid.
That is distilled. That is distilled hustle.
That is a genuine transaction.
And furthermore, it was not your fault or his when the player base dried up.
In fact, I would go further as to say it was the other players' fault for not coming to you and asking for similar deals.
That's possible as well, but maybe they couldn't afford them.
They could have done that.
But if they couldn't afford them, then they just stopped playing. And when you check Steam Spy and the player count goes to 0, well, whose fault is that? Right? You gave the boosts that were paid for. There was nothing about that that was misrepresented whatsoever. Everyone got exactly what they wanted.
I think the wildest thing about the story is that it would have been very different if the new player hadn't offered as the very first option. They probably would have juiced their stats if they just said, hey man, I'm really behind. Can you just juice my stats? They went right to, I'll give you money to do it.
And just again, not knowing what D&D was, we're just all in your head anyways, is kind of incredible. But I'm kind of just imagining them then going up to the friends that don't want to play the game anymore and being like, hey, don't you guys want to play? And they're just like, LOL, dead game.
Dead game.
Dead game. Brilliant. Perfect.
Fantastic. You should feel no guilt.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good week, everybody.